Hello, all my little weirdos, and welcome to Twisted Tales Tuesday, where each week I bring you along on a dark and twisted story of a legend or a myth. So, to introduce my first twisted myth, I want to take y'all to Waukesha, Wisconsin. So, imagine that it is back in May 31st, 2014, and we are in the woods with Morgan, Anissa, and Peyton. They're all 12 years old, all pals. Or so poor Peyton thought, because Morgan and Anissa actually lured Peyton into those woods so they could stab her 19 times. They stabbed her 19 times and left her for dead. But Peyton is a bad bitch, and she survived because she crawled out of the woods to a nearby sidewalk where a cyclist found her. And the cyclist actually called 911, got her the medical attention that she needed. So she is now still alive and thriving. But the question remains, what possessed those two girlies to cross over to this dark and twisted side? Well, the Slenderman, of course. So Slenderman, aka the operator, aka the pale one, aka what I like to call Slendy, is an urban legend that was created on the internet by a man named Eric Knunston in 2009. And I probably just butchered his last name, so I'm sorry, Eric. But Eric was actually inspired by Stephen King's The Mist, and I thought that was pretty interesting because I am a huge Stephen King fan. But this urban myth is said to be stupid tall with stretched out legs and arms, like really long limbs. He's got a white head with no facial features, and he wears a dark suit. So basically he's a fancy monster. But there isn't just one motive, one story, or one description of Slenderman. It does vary with each storyteller that you ask or come across. Because some say that he's like a freaking octopus and he has tentacles coming out of his back. Some say he causes amnesia, and some say that he stalks children, which actually seems to be the case with Morgan and Anissa. So back to those two girlies. Morgan and Anissa told detectives that they were trying to become proxies of Slenderman, going on to admit that they stabbed Peyton to please the Mythman. And why you are 12 years old and worried about pleasing a man is beyond me, but I'm not the one who stabbed her. So they actually thought that if they had a human sacrifice, that Slenderman would let their families live and invite them to live in his Slender Mansion. And you know what? I'm a big conspiracy theory believer. I believe in ghosties. I even probably believe in aliens. I just don't like aliens. But a Slender Mansion, that's probably where I would draw the line. And after 2 years of legal jumps, and I say legal jumps because basically all the girls were trying to do was convince everyone that they're just cuckoo crazy and incompetent to stand trial. But it didn't work because the girls were to be tried as adults, and it was because it appeared to be premeditated, which it was. They brought a knife into the woods and they stabbed a girl 19 times. Morgan and Anissa, they were found guilty by reason of mental disease, and Morgan was sentenced to 40 years in a mental institute because she was the one that did the stabbing. She was the one that impaled that poor girl 19 times, so she received 40 years. But Anissa only received 25 years. And to me, she was present. She was egging on Morgan to do it and laughing and thinking she was having a grand old time. So off with her head, give her 40 years as well. But she only got 25. So that's just one of the many stories of Slenderman. And I am always so interested and fascinated to know what people's favorite interpretations are of things, what their favorite story is. So drop a comment below and let me know your favorite Slenderman story. Or if there is another twisted tale that you would want me to do an episode on. So until next time, bye.